Today, I set myself free. I set myself free from expectations that anyone's ever going to watch my videos. I set myself free of having to please other people ahead of and above myself. I'm a caretaker, so I do care about what other people think. And my pattern is to care too much about what other people think. And I set myself free for that. I set myself free for not looking as youthful and young as I used to. I set myself free for having to have double hernia surgery here in just a couple weeks. I set myself free that I'm not able to go work out like I used to. I set myself free that I'm currently not able to run like I used to. I actually had torn my meniscus on a 7-mile run about 2 years ago, had to have knee surgery and haven't gotten back there. And I set myself free of that. I set myself free that I have so much debt really because of my caretaker role with my brother that I'm actually kind of worth more dead than alive. I set myself free from that. And that's, and when I say that, I'm also thinking, you know what? I'm putting that in man standards. I'm putting that in economic, financial standards, which are fake. They're absolutely fake. They're made up. It's fairy tale. All this stuff we think we need, our finances, the way we live, what we think we have to have, the expectations that we have for ourselves and others, I like this particular color and don't like that, and I don't like the way this person does this, and I like the way that person does. It's all, at the end of the day, fake. There's a Buddhist teaching that talks about how anything that goes away is not the truth, that the only reality is something that's infinite. Well, all of this is going away. That was one of the biggest things I got when we were blessed. My mother-in-law took us to Italy last year, and I was just so struck with how I don't think I saw any new buildings. I don't think I saw anything that was newer than 500 or 600 years old. They just took what they had. They had built it right in the first place, and they took what they had and they made it work. And it was so quirky and quaint and fun and awesome, and probably not up to American standards. We had a very expensive room in a beautiful, beautiful old building. And yet it was a shared bathroom for everybody on that same floor. So probably, I guess, 8 different rooms had one shared bathroom. And that was just kind of the standards, the way you did it. And you know what? We all survived. We all got to go to the bathroom when we needed to. We all got daily showers, and it worked, but by American standards, in my current house, I have 3 bathrooms. So like even if somebody's in one, well, I got, 2 more to choose from. And that's so American of us. And it's about understanding that all these things we think we need, they are so fake and they're so not true. And when you get into the truth of what is, you can set yourself free. You can set yourself free from expectations and from have-tos. And you can start doing things because you want to, because you have the passion for it. And that's where true magic happens. I currently am selling cars till the end of this week, and then I'm changing careers to something else because I need to wind down a little bit. And one thing I'm telling the new salesmen all the time is, rather than trying to learn everything about a car to sell, find the thing you think is cool. Because people buy, in my experience, for 2 reasons. Number 1, because of you, and number 2, because of your passion. So if you find what you're passionate about and you go full deep into that, that is what is going to help people make a decision to buy whatever it is, or to go along with what it is that you want. And when you're free, you can do that. When you find freedom from the idea that I have to follow this certain code or do this certain thing. We all, of course, have rules and things that we have to live by, but so many of these rules, nobody is imposing on us. They're self-imposed. And also, a lot of these rules, the reason that they're in place is nobody's questioned them. No one has stood up and said, that doesn't work for me. What if we stood up and we started saying, those rules don't work for me. What else can we do? Because that's where real change happens. That's where real life happens. That's where life begins to serve us as conscious beings rather than us serving life. Because life doesn't care. The birds are going to sing tomorrow, whether we, put the right thing in our coffee. The birds are going to, the chipmunks and the squirrels and the leaves are going to grow. Life is going to go on. The planets are going to spin. The sun is going to shine. All these things are going to happen regardless of whether or not we follow the rules that we think we're supposed to be. And I'm not asking all of you to be rebels. I'm just asking you, what is holding you back? Why are you not free? How can you achieve freedom? And freedom starts in here. Freedom doesn't start out there. Freedom doesn't start by, throwing everything away and breaking all relationships, quitting jobs and things like that. Freedom starts right here. And then what happens is as you get free, things naturally start evolving to match that freedom. The world treats you the way you treat yourself. The world sees you the way you see yourself. And if you see yourself as powerful and important and a part of the fabric of life, and also everybody else is too. So I'm not saying that you think that you're the most important person. This isn't a narcissistic rant. This is about you understanding your importance and everybody else's importance too. But the only importance that you can take care of is yours. And once you show how you can take care of yourself, once you show how you can be free, once you show that empowerment, it gives other people the allowance and the idea that they can also be free, that they can also be empowered. I've often watched, of course, I'm in the queer community, so I've often watched drag queens. And one thing that really strikes me is just how free and empowered they are and how brave, just how brave that is. And it gives me allowance. It allows me to see myself not necessarily doing drag, but allows it, like, if they can do that, what could I do? How could I be empowered? How could I be free? How can I express myself with something that is just inside of me and not giving a care what anyone else says? RuPaul says, if they're not paying your bills, don't pay them no mind. And I think that's absolutely true. And I think we pay so many people who don't pay our bills so much mind. And a lot of what we give mind to that doesn't pay our bills are the voices inside of our own head. Those voices that tell us that we're not enough, that we're not worthy, that we need to have done better, that we need to do better, blah, 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 blah. You know what happens when you listen to that voice? It disempowers you. And Carolyn Myss says that everything is about power. Everything is about power. And when you disempower you take away your power and you take away your ability to be truly effective and even the opportunity to be joyful and happy, and also the opportunity to bring joy and happiness to those that you care about. So if you can't find freedom for yourself, find it for those that you love. Find it for those that you are in care of. Find it for those who are depending upon you. Find it for those who are watching you. Find it for those that you can empower. Because I imagine if you can't see empowerment or freedom for yourself, I bet you can see it for somebody else. I bet you can see how they're value and they're worthy of it. And if you can see it for somebody else, especially somebody you care about, you can definitely see it for yourself. So today, I'm free. People have been watching me filming as I walk along, and that's okay. Because you know what? I'm free, and so are you. And love, peace, and release.